An Italian powerhouse just signed an Olympic champion, a world champion and multiple-time European champion. There's just one catch. He spent pretty much his entire professional career playing beach volleyball. This is Verona and this is under small. And this is easily the weirdest transfer of this off-season. So let's break down why the club even needs him in the first place. If you are into this kind of content, hit the like button. It genuinely helps the channel. And let's get into it. Beach volleyball legend Anders Small is joining Italian side Verona. Honestly, my first thought was that this had to be a meme, kind of like the whole LeBron James story back in the day. But nope, the Italian powerhouse has actually gone through with the signing. While Ivan Zaitsev still can't quite bring himself to conquer beach volleyball, Anders is already getting ready to tear it up on the indoor court. It's hard to say exactly what pushed him to make the move, but let's figure it out what we should actually expect from this whole story. From the player's side, it all makes sense. More exposure and a salary that's on a completely different level compared to what even the beach players make. At the same time, the Norwegian Olympic champion has no plans to end his beach career. Right now, he hasn't even started training with the club yet. He's still competing on the international beach circuit. The dream of winning gold at Los Angeles 2028 is still very much alive. The more interesting question is why Verona need Mol in the first place. In indoor volleyball, Anders used to play outside hitter. He even managed to win trophies and medals in Belgium and Norway. And although he was officially listed as an outside, he regularly attacked from the right side of the net. So signing him as an opposite actually isn't that surprising. On the beach he also hits from the right side most of the time, and he does it at an elite level. You can see the club logic. Looking back at his old indoor matches, his athleticism was always top tier, and so was his contact high. It's hard to imagine he's lost that after all those years on the sand. At 29, he can definitely still get way up there. The bigger question is whether his knee can handle the contrast impact and jumping load in indoor volleyball. There's another detail here too. In beach volleyball, the attacking tempo is slower, and your job is basically to beat one blocker. Indoors, the game is faster and the block defense system is much tougher to deal with. Judging by his old matches, Small wasn't exactly known for having a huge range of attacking options, or for constantly adjusting his shots, and honestly, he's never really need to develop that on the beach. On the plus side, he has a powerful serve, a huge block, and a pretty solid defensive positioning. But how well that translates to indoor volleyball is a big question. He's the blocker on the beach, which means he actually spent much less time defending hard driving attacks than people usually assume when they think about beach players. What do you think of that skill set? Is it enough to earn a real role at the top Superlega club? Or is it going to be a one-season experiment? Drop your predictions in the comments. Now let's look at this a little more realistically. The main issue is that Mol counts as the foreign player in Italy, and Verona already have problems with the foreign player limit. At opposite, he'll have to compete with the Paul Buchegger. The Austrian isn't a superstar, but he's already proven more than once that he can perform at Superlega level. If needed, Nomo Rikita can also cover that position, and Francesca Sani occasionally fielding for Darlan last season as well. I wouldn't even rule out a scenario where Mol ends up providing cover at outside hitter. There are plenty of ways Verona could use him, but what Fabio Soli actually sees in him, it's much harder to figure out. My take is that this is a very specific signing, aimed at strengthening the block. The club can't regularly sub out the middle blockers just to improve their serving rotation. It simply wouldn't work with the foreign player limit. For that kind of substitution, Sani has to be on the court. Apart from the middles, the libero and one outside hitter, Verona don't have any other Italians on the roster. Another possibility is that we see Mol more in the Champions League, both as an outside hitter and as an opposite. Big clubs usually get a fewer easier matches in the group stage. Although Verona have Poland's Lublin and France Tours in their group, so there probably won't be much room to relax. But if the fourth team coming through qualifications turns out to be weaker, there could be an opportunity. Just look at Perugia. Their bench players got more court time in the Champions League than they did in the domestic league. To me, the transfer looks strange, and I don't really see much upside in it, but I'm genuinely interested to hear what you think. What do you think? Can Anders Mol make it at a top indoor club after all those years in beach volleyball? Or is this going to be a high-profile flop? Let me know in the comments. If you made it all the way to the end, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, so you don't miss my breakdown on his first matches for Verona. And as always, it was Nick. Love what you do and you will definitely succeed. See you soon. Bye.